Good morning. Good morning, everybody. We're going to make this a quick video. I'm on 2 Mission Impossibles today. Well, I'm not going to say impossible, but it's definitely a thing we have to deal with. So we'll get some more people in here, and we'll do the shout outs, and then I'll get to talking. It's been a busy week for the dispatch. And doing dispatch is kind of funny. Sometimes you spend all day and feel like you've made no progress, and then other times you kind of look back at what to me was an easy morning, and I look at all the things that I accomplished. So I know that times are getting tough for those of you in the dry van world and some of the reefer world, and some of the volumes I'm seeing is just absolutely it's blowing my mind a little bit, even though I've been kind of expecting that. Rat man, you're not impossibly improbable. Rat man, I need to look at a couple other load boards because there's literally 4 loads coming out of Salt Lake, and they're all going to California within a 200-mile radius. So I got to check my other load boards and see if something pops up there. But anyways, that's why this has got to be a quick video, because I got like 3 trucks I got to book today, and 2 of them are proven to be challenging, simply because of volumes. It's kind of funny, but anyways, low boards and brokers usually don't kick in until about 8 o'clock, so I figured I'd come on here and talk about consistency a little bit. And oh, there he is. There's the man of the hour. Sage News is going live this evening. Sage, if you want to put the link up to the video, I know that you've put it as a scheduled event. I'm going to be on that live feed as long as no emergencies happen. And I believe it's going to be 6 Central, 7 o'clock Eastern. So stay tuned. I'm going to be, hopefully it won't turn into an echo chamber, but I'll be in there with like 15 other people talking about things that, we kind of know about, hopefully. So make sure you tune into that. Let's do some shout outs. We got Sam I Am. Salute. Fate Trucking, good morning from Detroit, Michigan. That's a good spot right now. Mr. Charles, what's up? Mr. Bowler Woods. Thor and Thunder, what's up? I am just south of Detroit there, Fate Trucking. Pam. Oh, you live there. You live in Michigan. Pam, what's up? Anthony Bressler, good morning. I am doing okay. Hopefully I can deliver what I need to deliver today. So, but we're going to work on it. Good morning, Steve, and the doc Nisha. Awesome. Excellent. Let me know when that's loaded and we'll be good to go. And I want to give a shout out to Greg here after I do the other shout outs. Ratman Roden right there. Cattle hauling. And then Eric is in here not putting up the link. And Jerry Christensen, what's up? So we've got 20 people in here. So the analytics, there we go. There's the link. There it is. Make sure you check that out if you want to see this ugly mug on somebody else's channel for once instead of my own. There you go. Yeah, but not home. Came for loads. Yep. Now, Chucky, you bring up a good point, right? And this goes with the title, consistency. Consistency is what builds business. It's a good foundation. And a lot of times I'm criticized for running the same loads, the same areas. and which is fine. I accept criticism. I understand that what I do does not work for everybody. My ego is not bruised if you call me an idiot or if you tell me that I don't know how to run the country, because I know what I can do and I know what I've done. I've been all over the country. I've ran certain lanes, but let me take you back to a young Snorelord that came out of CDL school, running for Transland out of Stratford, Missouri, and who didn't know a thing about anything except for what he learned when he was riding with his dad. Right, my dad was an owner operator in the '80s and reefer, and it was a 48-foot, I believe, all stainless trailer, very nice truck and trailer. Peterbilt 362 cab over, beautiful truck. I wish I could find something just like it. I would buy it like that. I don't know where I'd put it, but we would do it, right? And so I had a little bit of an edge in CDL school about how to drive the truck and how to deal with cars and how to deal with, maneuvering, backing, and I had an idea of the trucking industry in general, just simply from what I learned from my dad and from friends that were already in the industry. And that kind of gave me an edge in CDL school. And then I became a truck driver, and I was deeply humbled, or humility had to kick in, that I didn't know squat. And then I went into what was probably one of the toughest 1 or 2 years in my life, just learning everything, making all the mistakes. Luckily, none of them were fatal. Luckily, none of them damaged property. Luckily, none of them put them in a situation that harmed me or my family or anybody else. And we learned, and we're still learning. Now, one of the things I've learned is that Transland had a lot of dedicated contracts. They had, not dedicated per se, but like consistent, like, Rick and Benkaiser, you need X amount of loads moved per month out of this facility. Or Scholastic there in Jefferson City, you need X amount of loads moved off the property in X amount of days. And whenever we were close to like that contract being screwed up, they would send me to Jefferson City and pull 10 trailers off the lot, put them in a separate lot, so it looked like we had taken the loads off the loading docks. That was a fun day, by the way. But one of the things that I learned is that if you have consistent lanes, consistent freight, that was how you developed your business. And they've been around for 30 some odd years. They started off with 2 trucks, and they now have 150 trucks and about 300 trailers. At one time they had 500 trailers, but because of how cutthroat the dry van is, they lost a few accounts, and then they just didn't replace all the trailers. And they were in the intermodal business, but because of undercutting by other carriers like JB Hunt and others, they decided to do away with that. And it was the contracts that were important. Rick and Benkaiser, Bass Pro Shop, Battery, Delta Battery, I think, and McCormick, now French's, basically. And so I ran a lot of the same loads. We did a lot of Fastenal out of Kansas City to Salt Lake City, Utah. Beautiful drive. I love that drive. And those loads were light, so you can really kind of enjoy the day. As long as there wasn't wind in Wyoming, we were cool. I used to go to Pennsylvania all the time. We used to pick up batteries out of Topton, which I believe they closed that plant. It's now in Reading. But Topton, there's a stretch to go from the interstate to where the battery place is. Beautiful, beautiful, absolutely just postcard picture perfect drive. And the first time you do it, kind of rough, but after a while, you get to know it. And so, um, because of these consistent lanes, I was home every other weekend. Every now and then, I would ask to be out an extra weekend, and every now and then, I would ask to be home an extra weekend. But for the most part, we were doing the same things. And if we weren't doing that, we were doing Mass Pro out of Springfield down to Macon, Georgia, or from Macon to Foxborough, Massachusetts. I used to do that. I almost got cops called on me in the Foxborough Stadium because those guys were all but one of the guards were jerks. And also up to Freeville, New York. And so by doing the same things, the same lanes, I learned that that's what creates consistency. So when I started with Landstar, which was only the second company I'd ever worked for, that was another rough year because I felt like I was relearning how to drive a truck again because I was going into places that I wasn't used to. I was doing things that I normally wouldn't do, like construction sites in the middle of the interstate. I mean, just oddball stuff that you would do. And so that helped me gain a lot more experience. And I realized the challenges that dispatchers have dispatching trucks, especially when you need a specific thing at a specific time. And you take that for granted as a company driver. Like, I don't know why my company can't get me in, and now I know. and so what I found, what worked at Landstar was the same things. I would do a lot of these FedEx loads that were paying really good, and you had to drive your full clock. They were very, like, there was one that went to Jackson, Georgia, which you had to go through Indy, Chattanooga, Atlanta, and you had to be. I mean, you literally set the brakes with like maybe a couple of minutes left on your clock. And the problem that I was having at Landstar was that the agents that had the consistent freight were losing it because volume started to drop, rates started to drop. And so now you're going out of your comfort zone. Now you're finding yourself out a month long, and just to make things work. And it's very stressful. Next thing you know, you're doing all these zigzags, never going through the house, which was weird to me because even with our normal freight, unless I was going to Salt Lake, it was always going through the house. If we did something from Pennsylvania to Oklahoma, went through the house. If we did something, now every now and then we would do Pennsylvania to Michigan, outside of Detroit there, and but then that Detroit load, we pull a load out of Battle Creek Serial that went to either Oklahoma or Missouri. I mean, there was always certain things that were coming up next, and I love that. I love being pre-planned, right? I love that because now I can just drive. Now I know what I'm doing next. And so when you enter the spot market, when I entered the spot market, I tried to keep that. And when the volumes are good, that's a lot easier. And it's also depends on where you live. If you live in a place like Dallas or Springfield or Joplin or Columbus, Ohio, or Detroit, Michigan, or Atlanta, Georgia, you're in prime areas for freight. Now, when I was at Snyder, I found a groove there as well. I would take a load from Springfield to Illinois to Ohio, do that a couple of times, and then take a big one from Ohio to Dallas. And then I would take Durant back to Springfield or back to Missouri or back to Arkansas. And that was usually a nice, pretty consistent package. Now, every now and then, those loads would disappear. So you end up doing something different, but it was always the same areas. It was always the same thing. I never went to Phoenix at Snyder. I never went to Salt Lake with Snyder. I never went to Miami or anything like that with Schneider. I never went to Denver with Schneider, whereas Landstar, I did all those things. Well, I didn't go to Miami, but I did go to Denver a few times. And you start to learn, and that gains experience. And I think that's where my value is as a dispatcher, is I have experience with all these things. But what I also know is that my experience shows that consistency is key for lower stress levels, because a lot of unexpected things happen in the trucking world. And if it doesn't matter. You could do the same run every single day. Something different is going to happen every single day. But it allows you to capitalize on that, right? It allows you to go, you know what? This is weird, but I know that I could take the side road to get around this accident. Or, okay, well, I know that they'll let me sleep at the customer, so I'm not worried about my clock. Or I know that this place is going to suck, so I'm going to prepare ahead of time that I have food in the truck, or I have a plan for parking, once they get done with me, since I know that they're going to take 4 hours. Little things like that. It's the unexpected things that you do that over and over and over. Well, guess what? It puts more stress on you. And when you are more stressed, you make bad decisions, you make emotional decisions, you eat horribly, all these kind of things. And so consistency is very important for me. I'm the kind of guy that will do the same run over and over. If it's making me money and it's easy to overcome the obstacles that might come along, then I'm all about it, right? Because I know that looking at my history of running my business, that was when I was making my best money, was when I had consistency, running a certain lane, running a certain way. And because of where I live, I'm blessed with the fact that I can do that fairly easy. So let's do some more. Tyrants, what's up? Patrick, Matic Britt, you are home. Good deal, man. Good deal. Cattle hauling. Let's see. Eddie Drotar is in the house. Let's see. Fate Trucking, I think I said hey to you. Good morning, Steve. You're correct about consistency. If you're jumping loads to chase money, nobody gets to witness your consistent service. Hard to sell yourself and company when you're a load jumper. Yes, absolutely. I believe that wholeheartedly. I know people that are struggling right now because they didn't bother to build relationships, or run the same stuff for the same brokers because they were chasing the money, trying to get a home run every single time. Well, guess what? Home runs are hard to come by right now. Jeremy Rice, I'm well, thank you. Good morning, Steve. Nobody sees your consistent service professionalism and build the integrity of a company when you're jumping load to load just for the money. Yep. Mr. Wilson, I'm sitting in a parking lot replacing the turn signal switch, which controls the wipers too. A pain in the ass. YouTube was wrong. That sucks. I'm sorry, Thomas, but at least you're taking care of it. Working from Mexico. Good deal. Truck for life. Good morning. Without consistency, you'll never get those loads that are not posted on load boards. And that is absolutely true. Booking freight off the load boards is awesome, because right now the load board is not being my friend on two people. And so I am checking my email contacts, waiting for those people to come into the office. I've got a broker looking for freight for me now. And it is challenging at times. And so there's, it's just like, hopping from company to company to company. You can't gain consistency from that. The only thing that you learn very well by jumping, job hopping, is you become a master of orientations. And I can't stand orientations. I really can't. I don't know how people do it 4 or 5 times a year. I mean, I've done it, let's see, Transland, Landstar, Schneider. I've done it 3 times. Jeff's orientation was, here's the low boards, here's what we've been doing, here's how to do this. Boom. So I guess that's it. So that's 4. I've had 4 orientations in my life. And some people have that every year. So unbelievable. And look, I'm not judging, but if you're constantly job hopping, you either are not looking at the companies you want to go to, you're not vetting them correctly, or you just hate truck driving and you're looking for the perfect thing that's never going to happen. So that's a harsh reality a lot of people don't want to hear. Working on that consistency, that is, we will see where it goes with the broker I deal with a lot. There you go. I need one to go to Texas. Sage, can you help me out there? How do you deal with ear hair while on the road? Easy. There's this thing called the tactical trimmer thing. It looks like a toothbrush, but it's not. You just cram that in your ear, and then you do that, and then boom, ear hair is gone. And so is your hearing a little bit, but don't worry about that. Orion, Mr. Smartass. So, but just keep these things in mind. I'm not telling you how to do something. I'm not telling you you're doing something wrong, because I am in no position to tell you that you're doing something wrong, because I am just a guy trying to make a buck like you, or a gal, whatever person you are. But and that is truly how I feel. I'm always learning. I learned a few things yesterday. I'm learning the flatbed market, because that seems to be where the money is right now. And that's where the volumes are right now. And so it's important for me to learn flatbed, even though, and I got the cards stacked against me, because my dad wasn't a flatbedder. I was never a flatbedder. I have friends that are flatbedders, but they can only tell me so much before I go, And you're talking to a guy that put his wife in the back of the pickup to hold the mattress down while we went down the street. So I wouldn't make a good flatbed. So I don't know the ins and outs, but I'm starting to learn, because I'm willing to learn. So that's where mindset has to come in. Mindset, consistency, and knowing your industry. And that's partially what Sage is going to talk about tonight when I'm on his show, is how well do you know your industry? Because what works for a flatbedder in the Southeast may not work for a dry van. So you have to be flexible. You have to be humble. You have to have your ego and arrogance has to be checked out at the door, because if you don't want to learn, if you can't learn, if no one can teach you anything, then you fail. And you don't know why. And that's the part that is a hard pill to swallow for most people. Pigtail, good morning. How time flies. Today is my 25th wedding anniversary. Great chat today off for a quick breakfast. I need to start remote working. Still in Mexico for 2 days. Have a great day. CDN, thank you for everything that you do. Happy anniversary. My wife and I have been together for close to 25 years, so I am glad to see that other people can achieve that, and I hope you're happy, and I hope you guys have a good time. So thanks for coming in. No flatbed for me, says Jerry. Congratulations, says CDN. Everybody's saying congratulations. Thank you very much. We have a very group of friendly people in here, and I appreciate that. We've got about 10 more minutes, and then we got to cut this feed off, because I have to get to work. So I figured I would do a morning coffee thought and talk about consistency and the importance of it. There's a driver that I'm getting ready to dispatch that desperately needs a foundation, or else they're not going to make it. And so my job is going to be to help them build that foundation. And that's my goal with any truck that I dispatch, including my own, mind you, including my own. So, hey, good morning. I have an issue. Receiver damaged 2 fans in my trailer panel this morning. What do I do? Well, document it. Call your company and make sure that you don't leave that property until there's a verbal agreement that, or at least there's agreement that they will pay the damages on the trailer. As far as the fans, you know, having proof that they're the ones that damaged the fan is possible. But I've dealt with that a little bit. I just make sure that, you know, just cover yourself, cover your butt. And so, and then you need to go after that company that damaged the trailer, make sure that they pay for it and that there's not a cargo claim due to their recklessness. So just communicate with the receiving manager with, you know, if you have to go above his head or his or her head, do that. And if it's a brokered load, then you need to make the broker aware and lots of pictures and make sure that, you know, you cover your butt, document this, write it in a journal, you know, because 6 months from now, if something comes back on this, you're not going to remember all the details. So write down all the details that you can do, that you can right now, and communicate with all parties involved, including the manufacturer if you have to. And then you need to go after them for your trailer. And if they're denying ignorance on that trailer, then you need to point out that that trailer panel was not damaged before it was loaded. And that's about the best advice I can give you. So, congratulations. There you go, Robert Daniel. Good morning. I was delivering a load at Big Lots in Springfield, and we opened the doors, and half the load literally fell out of the trailer. Literally, just, you know, because of the way you should open your doors. Luckily I was not hurt, but it was bad. And so I made the store manager sign off on the fact that this wasn't me. Schneider knew that those trailers are preloaded, so I had no control over, you know, their bolt seals. I had no control over load securement. The load securement failed because of the way they loaded it. And I wrote this all down. I reported it to Schneider and had the store manager sign off of what I've read or what I wrote. And it never came back on me because some of that stuff was damaged. A lot of it was furniture that wasn't put together, like desks and tables and stuff like that. They're in the flat boxes, and a lot of that stuff was damaged. Yep, names of all individuals. There you go. My boss installed little cameras in the trailer. I don't know if that's allowed in the USA. Yeah, Dutch. The problem, and I think our trailers are set up a little bit different than European trailers. Getting a signal from the back of the trailer to your phone is difficult. If it's a wireless camera, now if you get a wired camera, that's a little bit different, but then you have to own the trailer to do that. Now Schneider has cameras in the trailer in the front, but once you put that first pallet in, if it covers the camera, it doesn't do any good. And if you have a camera in the roof at the very entrance of the trailer, then that could pose a problem and can get knocked off. So what I've done is I put signs that there are cameras in that trailer, and nobody's none the wiser. And luckily I've been pretty lucky. I've had a little bit of damage on one of the inside panels on my trailer, and I imagine it was because of product slipping forward, which I believe it was the incident where I was on my way to Evansville, Indiana, and I was going through Evansville, going to Henderson, Kentucky, and my freight shifted forward, and And I got extremely lucky at the weigh station. So yep. So but cameras are possible. I'm sure the technology is a little bit better. I do know people, but keeping batteries in the camera, you can have it wired and powered from the truck batteries, but once it's on, once your pigtail is unplugged, then that becomes a challenge in and of itself. So I'm sure there are devices out there, but you just have to kind of do some research, and I haven't done enough research for that. Until now, when you told the whole world, LOL. Look, I'm sure the guy at a dock in Atlanta is not watching my video, right? By the way, Walmart does that as well. When they have the containers outside of the store that say that security camera, blah, 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 it's all BS. They don't have security cameras in those boxes. And then we used to hear on, because I used to be a contractor that worked inside Walmart building bikes, grills, and stuff like that. And they would do this whole, they'd get on the intercom and like, security, please face camera towards section A7. That was all BS too. They want the people that's doing something sneaky to go, oh crap, they're on me, and now they just let you walk out of the store with things. So there's that, especially if you're in California. So he had the cameras installed together with the transmitter if the trailer gets stolen. I don't know the name, but I will ask. Yeah, and and there are systems in place like that. I mean, there's a lot of high value security trailers that are out there. I talked to a lovely couple in at Landstar. They had one of those ARI sleeper trucks. They had at the time, now it's nothing, but at the time it was a $60,000 dry-van trailer. It had lights, it had security lights, it had security cameras. This is the kind of trailer that you roll military loads with. So, not much. Cool trucking. I'm getting ready to end this feed. I know this was short, but again, I told you, as soon as 8 o'clock rolls around, we're out of here. So we've got about 3 more minutes, and then we're going to end this feed because I have to get to work. I have to, pull 3 miracles out of my butt today. So, Pale Rider, what's up, man? Pale Rider. Everybody say hi to Pale Rider. Everybody in this chat say hi to Pale Rider right now. And anyways, don't forget to tune in to Sage News Live. I will be on there tonight, 6 o'clock Central, 7 o'clock Eastern, 5 o'clock, east of 35 or whatever, or west of 35. So, and thank you guys. You guys are so obedient. Greg, yours is going to be easy. So there's that. I do believe in miracles, though. You have to believe in miracles, right? So, but anyways, thank you guys for saying hello to Pale Rider. I'm sure that made him feel extremely special this morning. And it's good to feel special sometimes. As long as it doesn't create an ego, as long as it doesn't make you dance for entertainment value of other people. Get one of those hypno backgrounds. Oh man, people hate the backgrounds, right? People hate the backgrounds, and until I get a legit green screen, who knows? I'm going to bounce back and forth, but you feel pretty, Thor. I'm glad you feel pretty. But anyways, guys, thanks for watching. I appreciate every single one of you. Hey, there's a new feature on YouTube. It's called Super Thanks. So when the replay is up, there's a little heart-shaped thing. I'll show you what it looks like. Let's find one of my other videos here. See that heart-shaped thing right there? It says thanks. Give that an old clicker. Basically what it does is it allows you to do super chats after the fact, which is kind of nice. It's kind of neat. I want to thank everybody who's a member of the channel. Usually after a couple of days, I put the live feeds into the members only page. So, yep, super thanks, Pigtail, super thanks. It allows you, it's like a super chat, but you can do it on a recorded video. It's a feature that they just started, and I thought only the big YouTubers can have them, but little old people like me can have them. So there you go. Once you're monetized. Cool Truck says loads up here starting to go up on an uptick, but still not where they were. Right. I mean, there's going to be an increase in volume here and there, but right now volume is the enemy. So that's kind of, and so the more parameters you set for yourself, the harder it is. That's what I'm dealing with today. So, but yeah, super thanks. So I appreciate the members. I appreciate every single one of you. I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate you guys just watching. Seeing that number in the upper left-hand corner makes me happy. But my happiness is not based solely around that, like other people. And I get it. You know, everybody's got their thing. And my thing is to be able to express my opinions on how to handle a few things that might make you think outside of the box. So with that being said, thanks for watching. And, you know, strength for today, hope for tomorrow. Peace.